The Lion King. I know, right? A YouTuber cashing in on the live action one coming out? Weird! The 1994 Disney smash was a phenomenon unlike anything Disney had seen in years. True, Frozen seems to be the queen of Disney's animated films right now, but back then, there was only one Lion King. Riding the powerhouse of animated hits that gained bigger and bigger box office, being the highest grossing animated film for several years, and marveled as one of Disney's most profitable films, Lion King was a gold standard any studio back then, or even now, could be blown away by. Okay, let me make this clear off the bat. I actually really enjoyed this movie. It's got a grand scale, it's epic storytelling, it's gorgeous animation. It's one of the few films where if there's ever a re-release on the big screen, I'll always go check it out because it's such an experience. But with that said, when it first came out, I never saw it as the flawless masterpiece everyone declared it. But don't get me wrong, there is still a lot to admire. So on the 25th anniversary of one of Disney's biggest hits, I've decided to go over what works about The Lion King, what doesn't, and figure out if it deserves all the credit it's gotten over the years. So let's look over a film that everyone declares is so perfect they'll happily celebrate a remake claiming they can do it better. This is The Lion King. I think this intro is ingrained in everyone's minds as the world's most epic baby shower takes place celebrating the birth of the lion prince, Simba. And all the animals gather to celebrate probably their murderer in the next several years. Aww, what the animals call the circle of life, we call it dictatorship. Cute. The song is decent, the scope is vast, the animation amazing, yet something seems different since I last saw it. It is different. I mean, it's not a big difference, but has anyone noticed that Simba and Rafiki are still in the original but moving in the Blu-ray? Honestly, there's quite a few changes like that, which seem rather random. The gators look different and can't wait to be king. Scar moves differently when looking at Simba. The big love song has a different layout. Even the letters in the dust spelling SFX or sex are gone. Again, it's minor, but part of appreciating why something was so impressive is taking in every part of the original. Even the tiniest flaw is a representation of the original work of art. You know, for all the people that go nuts when Lucas changes something, nobody's bitching or complaining about this. Though maybe it's because they left Scar shooting first. Long live the king. Speaking of which, after the ceremony, the brother of the king named Scar, played by Jeremy, surprisingly more like a cartoon when he's not animated irons, mopes at how he will never be king. Zazu, played by Rowan Atkinson, lets him know that his brother Mufasa is on his way.
Didn't your mother ever tell you not to play with your food?
Oh, now look, Zazu, you've made me lose my lunch.
It's great seeing two of the most brilliant British actors of our time make food puns. He's approached by King Mufasa, voiced by James Earl Jones.
Why, if it isn't my big brother descending from on high to mingle with the commoners.
He's such a bitch.
That hairball is my son and your future king.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
I literally have no choice but to use the same joke.
He's such a bitch.
Some time goes by and Prince Simba, voiced by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, is shown by his father how to be a noble king.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Everything the light touches. What about that shadowy place?
That's reserved for memes, son. And yeah, you ever notice how one-sided this circle of life is? Here's their bullshit way around it.
Dad, don't we eat the antelope?
Yes, Simba, but let me explain. When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass.
Still sounds like a shitty deal for the antelope.
Yes, but our bodies become fertilizer, so it's fair.
Yeah, fertilizer doesn't hunt us or decide when we die, Dad. I mean, how many antelope does one lion kill compared to the grass that one of our bodies will leave behind?
Okay, it's Darwinism. It doesn't sound as pretty, but I can't help it if the chips conveniently fall in our direction.
You just exploit it.
Now you're sounding like a true king. Did someone say more animal puns?
The buzz from the bees is that the leopards are in a bit of a spot. I told the elephants to forget it, but they can't. Cheetahs never prosper.
Zazu, would you turn around?
Wait, I have more animal jokes from my kindergarten book.
What's going on?
A pouncing lesson.
Oh, no, sire, you can't be serious.
Do it or you're singing the morning report song. Oh, that's 2 minutes the audience would never get back. Simba goes to visit his Uncle Scar, who taunts him with what's in the Shadowlands.
An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince. Oop.
Whoa.
Oh, dear, I've said too much.
You're going to make my mascara run! Simba obviously wants to go to the elephant graveyard, so he asks his friend Nala, played by Nikita Kalami, if she wants to come with.
So where are we going? It better not be any place dumb. No, it's really cool.
Should I put a censor bar over this? Feels wrong somehow.
Around the water hole. The water hole? What's so great about the water hole?
That's as crazy as me being replaced with a white woman when I grow up. The mothers say they can go, but only if Zazu accompanies them. Then Zazu makes it weird.
You two are going to be married.
Yuck. Ew. I can't marry her. She's my friend.
And seeing how there's only 3 males in this group of lions and they're all related, probably more. Kinda messed up when you really think about it. Play the song!
I'm gonna be a mighty king.
Simba goes on about how he can't wait till he sings I Mean to Be King, as we partake in the feel-good song that usually focuses on the comic relief getting tortured, and is surprisingly the hardest level on the Super Nintendo game. Damn monkeys, what direction are you supposed to face? Get me out of this watering hellhole! They lose Zazu under a rhino's ass, if I had a nickel, as Simba and Nala make it to the elephant graveyard as well as some unfriendly company.
I know you. You're Mufasa's little stooge.
Yeah, this is during that weird time when Whoopi Goldberg had it in her contract whatever character she played had to look like her. I'm very okay not having that because I look like a bearded version of the farmer from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
What have we got here? I don't know, Shenzi. What do you think, Ed?
Can we all agree Ed is the best character? I like Timon and Pumbaa. Everyone else, yeah, it's Ed. What's that? You haven't heard enough food puns yet?
We could have whatever's lying around. Make mine a Cub sandwich. We order this dinner to go, cause there it goes!
What do you want? Robin Williams literally took the fourth wall with him in the last movie. This is the best we can do! Mufasa saves them, though, as he has to teach his son a lesson.
I've got to teach my son a lesson.
Simba, good luck.
Don't be like your other brothers and sisters.
What other brothers and sisters?
Exactly. Mufasa teaches Simba about responsibility in a line I think is actually more relevant now than it ever was before.
Simba, being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble.
But the internet says otherwise.
Oh, Christ!
Twitter says I should always be offended.
What did I tell you about them?
They need to see more physical people.
And the sun! They need to see the sun!
Come here, you.
Oh, no.
They patch things up pretty quickly, as I'm kinda wondering if Nala is getting the same treatment from her parents.
What do you mean you almost got our future king killed?
I bet Simba's father is talking nice to him.
Dad? We're pals, right?
Right.
And we'll always be together, right?
Hakuna Matata.
Sorry, old habits die hard. He tells Simba that if they ever part, he can find the kings of the past in the sky. I mean, not literally, but okay, literally. Not sure how he knew that, but whatever. But it looks like Scar is angry that the hyenas didn't kill off the young prince.
I just hear that name and I shudder. Mufasa. Ooh. Do it again. Mufasa. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
You know, if these were Whoopi's co-hosts on The View, it'd be such a better show. Thus we partake in, I'm just gonna say it, the best damn song in the movie. Yeah, hell with Can't Wait to Be King. Screw Can You Feel the Love Tonight. Piss on Hakuna Matata. This is the song I listen to over and over on the soundtrack. It's just an epic villain song, even despite Iron's Rex harassing the entire number by talking through it.
Be prepared for sensational news.
Yeah, why don't we have Jim Cummings do the rest? Actually, no joke. Legendary voice actor Jim Cummings sings the last third of the song because apparently Irons couldn't hit the final notes. But Cummings is such a master that for years nobody could tell the difference.
And injustice deliciously square. Be prepared for the murkiest scam.
Next you'll be telling me he did the same thing for Christopher Lloyd. That dude's not human! You see, kids, what we're trying to get across is hyenas are Nazis. I don't know why we're trying to get that across, but in a movie where two of the blackest people you can find give birth to two of the whitest people you can find, it's best not to question things. Be prepared. Yep, even years later, this song is still damn awesome. Just slap Iron Maiden on the album cover and we'll be good. So Scar lures Simba into a canyon where he says he has a surprise waiting for him.
Will I like the surprise?
Simba, it's to die for.
Seen it, underrated. Simba works on his roar thinking he started a stampede when really it was the hyenas. And aside from the intro and be prepared, this is the main reason to see this on the big screen. The music, the shots, the animation, the adrenaline, I still get chills watching it. It's an amazing scene.
Damn it, son, this time your punishment won't be talking stars, it'll be black holes. I'm talking real Stephen Hawking shit.
I'll go back for help. That's what I'll do. I'll go back for help.
Funny how Zazu can make jokes flattened under a rhinoceros, yet a light slap knocks him out. Tell the Flintstones I'm still suing. Mufasa saves Simba, and I blame bad parenting for what you're about to see here. Because when you name one kid Mufasa meaning king and the other kid Scar meaning scar, aren't you just begging for something like this to happen?
Long live the king.
Why, thank you. I think I do a good job myself.
As the dust clears, Simba goes down to see what he can find.
Dad?
Hey kid, can you give me directions? I'm so lost. Never mind. By the way, your father's dead. Okay, so another parent dies in a Disney film. Big deal. It's actually comical how many times this happens. But the one thing that separates this from the other Disney films, they show the body. That is hardcore. Granted, it's a very clean-looking body for having been trampled to death. Oh wait, there's a bent whisker. No open casket for him.
Sorry, even for me that's really dark.
But regardless, this is a tough scene to get through. And as much as we like to make fun of the whole JTT craze that was going on at the time, he acts this perfect.
Dad, we gotta go home.
It's built up well, it's animated perfect, it doesn't cop out on the harsh stuff. It delivers the exact emotion they want you to feel. To a point where when Scar shows up, it was hard not to hear an entire theater of kids go,
Simba,
Oh, hey, Scar. Where's that surprise you were talking about?
the king is dead.
Scar, rather than just kill him, convinces him that he's to blame and even throws in this weird line.
What will your mother think?
You're grounded.
Run away and never return.
Scar tells him to run away and sends the hyenas after him to finish the job. Yeah, not cutting to any pretty birds like you did with Bambi after his parent died. No. Your uncle who you thought loved you is sending his evil minions to rip you to shreds. The moral of the story is shit! He brer rabbits his way to freedom as the hyenas tell him to never return.
Mufasa's death is a terrible tragedy. But to lose Simba, it is a deep, personal loss.
But at least the antelope have grass to eat. Hey Scar, I was meaning to ask about when you knocked me out earlier. Super suspicious. Oh wait, everything's looking up, never mind.
Great and glorious future.
Simba is woken by the fat guy and little guy you never see in comedy, named Timon and Pumbaa, played by Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella, who decide to take him in.
Maybe he'll be on our side. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Hey, I've got it. What if he's on our side?
Hey, I think I've got it. I'll just bet that if we follow those planets, we'll find Planet X.
So yeah, I'm not a big fan of these guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not awful, they're acted fine and the routines are harmless. I just never found them that funny. I mean, granted, I've yet to hear any food puns in this movie. Have they done food puns? I can't remember.
Tastes like chicken.
What's eating you?
Nothing. He's at the top of the food chain. Ooh, the little cream film kind.
I ate like a pig.
The irony is they would eventually get their own TV spin-off, and where those are usually death to television, they were actually much funnier there than they are in the movie. It almost never works that way. But honestly, I could probably deal with them better if it wasn't for...
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, You thought Let It Go was bad? For friggin' years, everybody was singing this tune. Let It Go at least was decent and then ruined by being overplayed. This shit was annoying from day one and got only more annoying with every replay. Every time I wanted to listen to Be Prepared on the soundtrack, I was always outvoted by my friends with Hakuna Bite My Goddamn Tada. You know that one Christmas jingle that gets under your skin? Everybody has that one. Well, imagine it didn't just play around Christmas time, it played all friggin' year round. But everybody loved it because, oh look, farts! Farts! The pig is farting! It's funny because he almost said fart, but he didn't quite say fart. A Disney song has farts in it, that's amazing! Butt stinkiness is gold! Hakuna Matata! Hakuna Matata! Fart, fart, fart! Ha ha ha! Go to hell, Hakuna Matata! Go to ear-stabbing, flatulence-loving hell! Hell! Whew! I'm sorry, I know I went overboard there. I just really had to let out some steam of the annoying song being overplayed. At least I know there isn't any more annoyance in our near future. So Simba grows up into Matthew Broderick, who spends years gazing up at the stars, ever wondering what they are.
I always thought they were balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
Pumbaa, with you, everything's gas.
Well, at least food puns have been replaced with fart jokes.
Somebody once told me that the great kings of the past are up there.
I tell you, if you got actual laughs like that when you did the producers, I'd return your calls. They come across a grown-up Nala who hunts them down.
Don't worry, buddy, I'm here for you. Everything's gonna be okay.
Again, not sure if I need this. It's Timon and Pumbaa. I definitely need this.
Nala?
Simba recognizes Nala though, and they scream for joy, having not seen each other for years.
Wait till everyone finds out you've been here all this time. And your mother, what will she think?
Is that just weird writing or the world's like oddest running joke?
You're the king.
You're the king? And you never told us?
He's one of 3 male lions, 2 male lions. How could you not figure this out? So after only knowing each other as kids and being reunited for 3 minutes, cue that love song, you've earned it! No, I can't! Like I said, you've only known each other as kids and reunited for 3 minutes! I think the most romantic part of the song is when Timon and Pumbaa are singing. I at least believe their chemistry!
We've really needed you at home.
No one needs me.
Nala insists that Simba returns home and takes responsibility.
You think you can just show up and tell me how to live my life?
But you don't understand, my podcast is gonna make me rich, man. Rich!
Everything's destroyed. There's no food, no water. Simba, if you don't do something soon, everyone will starve.
Although in hindsight, I guess I could just bring him here. What, plant life, water, food? I mean, you keep bumming it, I'll be right back.
What wouldn't I understand?
No, it doesn't matter. Hakuna Matata.
What?
The face of every parent when they first heard that word. They have a big fight as Simba storms off, coming across Rafiki.
Enough already. What is that supposed to mean anyway?
It means Benson was cancelled too early. 10-year run would have been perfect.
You're Mufasa's boy.
He reveals that he knows Simba's father and takes him to where he can be found.
Look down there.
It's a shit I took an hour ago. I'm very proud of it. Simba's father appears in the sky to help him find his way.
You are my son, and the one true king.
Yes, very touching, emotional words, definitely. You did leave out 3 important words, though. Scar killed me! And this is honestly my biggest problem with the movie. You see, shortly after we get this message, and by Disney standards, it's actually a very unique one. Rafiki whacks him on the head and tells him that the pain doesn't matter because it's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
From a studio that 9 out of 10 times the message is follow your dreams, listen to your heart. Wishes can come true. This one is saying, shit happens! You gonna cry about it? You gonna run away like a little pansy? Do something! Buck up! Soldier on, you little bastard! It's so rare we get a moral like that from Disney, and it's a valuable one that I think is really important. But here's the problem. He goes back to Pride Rock, we get a little comedy here and there, but ultimately he confronts his past, takes responsibility, and it blows up in his face. He admits to accidentally killing Mufasa, and nobody is behind him. No one even stops Scar as he backs Simba over a cliff. They just let him do it.
Simba!
I mean, I'm not gonna help you, I'm just gonna shout your name, but Simba! What would your mother think? It's only when Scar whispers that he killed Mufasa and Simba forces him to confess that suddenly everybody's on his side. So just to make it clear, no matter what mistakes you made in the past, you should always go back and take responsibility for it. Because there's a chance maybe you didn't do it. However, if you know you did, like 100% it was you, run like hell! Don't ever take responsibility. Your friends will turn on you. They'll dangle you over a cliff. God will strike lightning to remind you of the fiery pits of hell that await you. Run! Run! Nobody's got your back! I'm sorry, this is a huge disservice to the message. Hell, the most popular song in the movie is about dodging your responsibilities. This is kinda messed up when you really think about it.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
After that, it follows the typical Disney climax. A giant fight happens, mostly with a comedic lean to offset the mano-a-mano fight that's soon to follow.
Who's the pig? Uh-oh, they called him a pig.
Are you talking to me?
Shouldn't have done that.
They call me Mr. Pig!
Pumbaa, you are a pig.
Oh, right.
Uh-oh, they called him a pig.
They call me Mr. Pig!
Yeah, I guess an excuse to use in the heat of the night references. The kids love that. Simba corners Scar as he tries to weasel his way out of it.
It's the hyenas who are the real enemy. It was their fault. It was their idea.
Come on, Simba, don't believe the fake news! Simba lets him go, but only under one condition.
Run. Run away, Scar, and never return.
That line was a lot cooler when Iron said it. Even Scar looks kind of unimpressed.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a dead dad under my belt when I said that. You have a bug buffet. I think I own this one.
Scar tricks him though, leading to one of the coolest shots in the movie. God, I want to see that on a t-shirt that says, "I love you this much!" Simba flips him over the cliff as the hyenas are angry he blamed them for everything. Which apparently is enough to warrant death. I'm honestly not that thrown off as we get to hear Ed's evil laugh. You could literally give him a spin-off show of nothing but him laughing and I'd be okay. Simba takes his rightful place on the throne, which brings all the animals and plant life back. What were the politics of their regimes? As they celebrate the birth of a bouncing baby sequel. Oh, by the way, did we mention Scar might have had a son and another kid was born first? Never mind. So there it is, The Lion King, a massively impressive yet far from flawless movie. The humor's kinda hit and miss, at times it can be a bit annoying, and yeah, the play out of the message bothered me a lot as a kid and still bothers me as an adult. But most people, if you ask what the message is, still say it's to take responsibility for your past. So I guess the general idea is still gotten across. But despite its issues, it's still a massive film. The story feels big, the animation looks big, the music sounds big. It still deserves a lot of the attention it gets. At a time when Disney animators were dodging this project because they had interest in the next film that was following it, and we all know how amazing that turned out, Lion King played all its cards at the right time to the right audience. So much so, they'll see the exact same thing again. I guess that is a testament to how strong a bond it made with people though. Whether in animation or animation, the popularity of The Lion King isn't fading out anytime soon. And as you can see, it's for good reasons. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm actually off to see the live-action Lion King remake. The real one. There you go. When it comes to Lion King spin-offs, one rule is clear. You don't fuck with the money. From shows to remakes to both. Lion King has become one of Disney's biggest golden calves, to a point where I'm waiting for them to introduce a calf named Goldie and make her a Disney princess. While some were entertaining and others scalped feelings you didn't know could be scalped, this film was somewhere in between. Leaning towards the good end. Released in 1998, Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, I find fascinating for a couple reasons. Firstly, it's one of the highest selling direct-to-video movies ever made with over $465 million in sales worldwide. Second, despite it being a direct-to-video movie from Disney, an early one at that, people widely enjoy this film despite these sequels usually getting a bad reputation. It did seem like the direct-to-video movie that had the most effort put into it at the time, with the previous sequels being Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Pocahontas. But years later, people still seem to have a soft spot for the follow-up to one of the biggest animated movies of all time, and that's no small feat. So, what did Lion King 2 do that so many other Disney sequels couldn't get right in the past and totally not the present? Man, so many Godfather 2s! Well, let's head back to Darkened Eyes and Dubbed Singers to find out. This is Lion King 2: Simba's Pride. Right off the bat, there's a few things you might pick up on. First being, while the animation's not bad, it's certainly not the original. Keep in mind, this was still straight to video, and their other sequels had forks that looked like limp dicks. This is a huge upgrade. You might also notice it's different songwriters. Quite a few, actually. But they still brought back Le Bohème, who did the African chants in the original, and also one of the songwriters from Pocahontas 2. I know you're expecting a joke about that, but those songs are actually pretty good. I can like things! There's no mountain too great. Honestly, this intro is kind of refreshing, as while it does mimic Circle of Life's opening number, it still has a different feel. There's no roaring yell or sun piercing through the sky, it's a little more laid back. In fact, this song was also used in the Broadway version, a clever way to sort of tie these two together.
Even as a ghost, I show up to my grandkid's shit. On Simba's day, my father just sent a whiskey-stained 5 and a blank birthday card. It wasn't even a Lion King card!
Ah, Pumbaa, look at that little guy.
It is a girl.
Girl!
Oi!
Vaginas suck! Their daughter's name is Kiara, voiced by Michelle Horn, and the rest of the voice actors are mostly the original cast, with the exception of Zazu, now voiced by Edward Hibbert, who's always called in to replace Disney birds.
And stay away from the Outlands.
Nothing there but a bunch of backstabbing outsiders.
You can't turn your back on them.
How come?
They took her killed!
Oh, Simba. Who does she remind you of?
Hey, she looks nothing like my secretary!
You have a secretary?
Gotta go. When you realize this is this film's equivalent of the Stampede scene. Timon and Pumbaa are put in charge of babysitting her, which is like having Ted Nugent babysit bullets. Something's gonna happen. But Kiara slips away and heads towards the Outlands, which is the Shadowlands but with pussy.
Who are you, Pridelander?
She bumps into another lion cub named Kofu.
My father says to never turn your back on an outsider. You always do what Daddy says.
I don't know. I have to ask Daddy.
An outsider doesn't need anybody. I take care of myself.
Three Horns never play with sequel bait. They're attacked by Crockett Gators, and they save each other, narrowly escaping.
You were really brave. You were pretty brave, too. My name's Kovu. I'm Kiara.
My mother taught me this look that confused generations of boys. Is it working?
It looks like Kofu is the son of Zira, played by Suzanne Plachette. Oh, this'll be the greatest sequel ever made if it ends like this. As it looks like the Outlands and the Pride Land are feuding packs.
We have barely begun.
As you can guess, Zira is supposed to be this movie's version of Scar. Which is humorous, seeing how she's female, yet Scar is far more feminine.
He was hand-chosen by Scar to follow in his paw prints and become king.
Missed that from the original? Don't worry, they'll fix it up in the special edition.
The trouble I've seen.
Hi.
Sing something with a little bounce in it.
You got it!
If you need your pound of flesh, here.
Wow, it's like Sophie's Choice, only nobody even asked! As you'd imagine, Kiara and Kofu are told they can never see each other again.
As future queen,
What if I don't want to be queen?
that's like saying you don't want to be a lion. It's in your blood. We are part of each other.
And if there's 1 to 2 males in every pack, yet we're mostly female, then how am I? How are you related to Nala again?
One of Broderick's many dub singers comes in and sings a nice little song called We Are One. Right after telling her they should all stay divided.
We are one.
Am I the only one, by the way, that thought that was Pride Rock and Simba turned into a giant? Just me? Fuck y'all then.
Oh, hey, Tawny. Where's little termite Kovu?
Meanwhile, in the Outlands, the most Andy Dick lion, played by Sinbad, no, Andy Dick, is frustrated because he's the older brother of Kovu and therefore thinks he should be king.
I'm the smartest. No, these termites!
I'd be okay if we just replaced his performance with his joke from The Aristocrats. We'd be teaching kids the classics.
Who has made us outsiders?
Simba!
Who killed Scar?
Simba!
Who said you couldn't be Scar's son because that would make the romantic lead your cousin?
Michael Eisner?
Yes, he gets it right once in a while.
She sings the villain song My Lullaby, which is hard not to compare to Be Prepared, but the orchestrations are still pretty cool and give it an intimidating enough sound.
The sound of Simba's dying gasp. His daughter squealing in my grasp.
You know, the Pride Lands really are in a bad spot. It's surrounded by muddy smoke, scorching heat, and unpleasant locals. It's pretty much Disney World in the middle of Florida. Years pass and Kovu grows older, now voiced by Jason Marsden, who's ready to infiltrate Simba's home.
I will avenge Scar.
What is your destiny?
My soul belongs to you, Baba. Wrong animated flick with us in it. Though nice to see you again. Want to find a grilled cheese truck after recording? I'd like that.
Kiara as well grows older, played now by Neve Campbell, who's starting her first hunt. Timon and Pumbaa are instructed to follow her.
Tango Charlie Alpha, what's your position?
Tail erect!
Movie, if you're not gonna make it hard for me. Even my jokes about making jokes are doing it! But the lines from the Outland set Photoshop filter fires and Kiara is caught in the middle of it. Wow, that was super easy. Why does that trip up the boys so much? She passes out though, and Kovu takes the opportunity to save her. Good thing they knew exactly where she was gonna pass out and the direction the flames were going.
You saved her? Why?
I humbly ask to join your pride.
No!
Kovu explains how he saved Kiara and that he left Zira, with none of them being aware that he's still in cahoots with her.
You owe him your daughter's life.
Clearly, we are in his debt, and royal protocol demands that all debts be paid.
Okay, fine, we'll try killing his daughter, he'll rescue her, then we'll be even! They allow Kovu to enter the Pride Lands, but it's made clear he's not one of them.
You wouldn't last 3 days on your own.
Oh, and I suppose you could teach me?
Damn it, why wasn't this a Disney remake so I could start off perfect and boring with no improvements needed?
And once he has Simba alone...
He'll do his gardening. In a pretty cool dream sequence, Simba tries saving his father, only to be held back by Scar.
Scar.
Less cool, Scar! I had a dream I almost acted. Thank God I'm still Matthew Broderick. Kovu shows Kiara how to be a better hunter, and all of this is surprisingly very believable. It makes sense that he would be better, as that's all he's been taught ever since he was a kid. He didn't even know what playing was because he's only been shown how to be a killer.
What's the matter? Don't you know how to play? Oh.
Where Simba always kept too close an eye on Kiara, coddling her too much. Their chemistry works very well too, with Kovu at first not being interested, but the more he shows Kiara how to hunt, the more she shows him how to enjoy life. As you probably put together, this is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, which makes sense as the first film was clearly Hamlet. This has been played for laughs and other variations, but both performers take their roles seriously enough for this to work.
My father said there was a darkness in Scar that he couldn't escape.
Maybe there's a darkness in me, too.
It doesn't seem like just another paycheck for them. They sound like they want to turn in something legitimately emotional and authentic.
Judge me now for who I am. Or am I to be blamed for a crime I didn't commit?
Our place is with our pride. If we run away, they'll be divided forever.
I surprisingly get into these new characters more than I do the old characters, who I can't really say are bad, but can't really say are good either.
Maybe he could help. Right, let the vicious outsider... Hey, wait!
What if he helps?
You know, kids, you can just chat to skip my lines from the first film. I'll judge, but quietly.
Rafiki sees possibilities in their blooming romance and decides to sing a catchy but kinda pointless song.
Where the passion fruit grows sweet.
I don't know, I just get less high romance out of this and more cereal commercial.
Better watch your step, cause the path is steep. Wherever I go with my Cocoa Krispies.
Fruity marshmallow Krispies, you'll be snap, crackle, poppin' over lots of fruit taste.
Regardless, African Under the Sea is still fun and colorful, and even Simba opens up to their bond and invites Kofu to sleep with the pack, despite it leading to some slightly awkward animation.
Kiara, I don't want you talking with him. I want to talk with him.
No lion sleeps tonight. Oh yeah.
Simba tells Kofu about the terrible things Scar did, and he starts to change his point of view. However, the lions from the Outlands have not.
Well done, Kovu. Just like we always planned.
You! No! I didn't have anything to do with this!
We'll just replace any with every and you'll be closer to how things went down. The lions attack, but Kofu saves Simba, accidentally sacrificing his brother in the process.
I tried.
I shall always remember you, other one.
You!
Haha, you look more like Scar now, which doesn't add a ton to the story, but it looks kind of cute. I might get one.
Kofu runs away, and Simba returns home telling everyone what happened. And give Timon and Pumbaa credit, this is a pretty good laugh.
Let me at him! Let me at him! Here, hold me back.
Okay!
Let me at him! Let me at him!
Okay!
They don't always hit, but when they do, they reach the bleachers. Simba banishes Kofu, and while you could see this as another liar reveal / third act breakup, which usually sucks ass in movies, the acting, as well as the fact that he's still torn between both sides, still keeps it pretty engaging. The song, while he's being tossed out, is also pretty good, though the staging can be a little odd at times.
Deception, disgrace.
No, not the antelope and the zebra! They were the swing animals! Kiara tries to defend Kofu, but Simba won't listen, resulting in her running off and singing another song despite we just got done with one.
I may not be brave or strong or smart.
Wow, your inner voice is kind of a bitch to you.
But somewhere in my secret heart.
It makes awkward rhymes.
Love is never wrong, and so it never dies.
And so does he, for that matter. You two really were meant for each other.
Hey, look. We are one.
Think we just saw our Hunchback 2 beauty is on the inside moment. Even Kiara looked shocked that line was in this. What? That was some Mulan 2 shit right there. This is Simba's pride, goddammit!
Attack!
The lions from the Outlands decide to attack while Simba is injured. Well, there's no other way to say it.
Catfight?
Where's your pretty daughter, Nala? Vitani!
This is our first time meeting in this, but die! Kofu and Kiara return and stop the fighting, convincing them that enough is enough.
Them? Us. Look at them. They are us.
They all decide to stand down, but Zero refuses to concede.
Simba, the river!
Also, we build dams? Lions do that?
Zero, give me your paw.
Alright, I've always wanted to say this. Long live the Queen.
Zira is literally washed up, and Simba unbanishes the lions from the Outlands. Remain perfectly still. Only I may roar.
Well done, my son.
Have some leaf thoughts I'm throwing your way.
And that was Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and for what it is, it ain't half bad. As direct-to-video films went at the time, it was rare you saw animation or music of this quality. In some other countries, I guess it was even shown on the big screen. It's not as good as the original, but I don't think anyone was really expecting that. It's still colorful, has decent performances, and isn't just a retread of the first movie. Is it a little formulaic? Sure, but for the budget and time restraints most direct-to-video movies had, I'd say they did a pretty damn good job. If you're in the mood for not a fantastic, but a decent follow-up to one of the biggest movies ever made, check this out. It's better than it honestly has any right to be.
Alright, Buster, now we really should get up.
But I was seeing if I slept like this, if I would dream upside down.
That's as brilliant as me sleeping on a mirror to see if I dream backwards.
So what are we gonna do today, Chaplain?
It's time you learn the benefits of becoming the next cash cow.
Wow!
I'm Chaplain. Buster. Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Wow, and how about that shadowy stuff?
That's ours too. We're cats. We own everything.
Got it.
As a cat on an online show, I serve as the series cash cow. But one day, Buster, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new cash cow.
And this will all be mine?
If you pee on it, yes.
And I can do whatever I want?
Buster, there's more to being a cat than getting your way all the time.
There's more?
Actually, no, that's it.
Hooray!
But dear nephew, son, or brother, you must learn the ways of being a profitable cash cow.
Well, how do I learn?
By watching our master, the Nostalgia Critic, talk about one of the biggest cash cows of all time, the Lion King.
Which one, the original or the remake?
There is no difference between them, yet they still make money.
Wow, that is a cash cow.
Now, let's see our master scorn the gods again.
Is his face usually that red?
Only when he talks about recent Disney films.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, what can I say that everyone else hasn't already said about this movie? It's spectacular. That's something that hasn't been said about it yet. But we all know it's bullshit, and yet our nostalgia made us see it. So I guess the real question is, what the hell is wrong with us? The 2019 Lion King remake was laughed at by many, but in the end, it's Disney who had the last laugh, all the way to the bank. For a while, it was the highest grossing animated film. Not adjusted for inflation, I don't even think it cracks the top 5 when you factor that. Frozen 2 would eventually beat it out, yay. But the writing was on the wall, this was a massive hit. Despite critics and online crybabies like myself complaining about how shallow and uninspiring it is, the typical movie-going public ate it up like warthogs in a blanket. Ew. As much as people like to make fun of it, there's clearly a fan base for it. So the questions then become, what's wrong with the film, how can it be fixed, who enjoys it, what's their addresses, and how much shit can I produce in paper bags on their birthdays? Let's analyze the how, why, and... No, I'm still stuck on the why. This is Lion King 2019.
Ooh, we're gonna get some good information here, huh, Buster? Buster?
Just a second. I feel like if I grab this string, I'll change the world.
Stop being cute, as if that has anything to do with being a cash cow.
I'm Buster.
The film immediately mocks us with the logo in the traditional hand-drawn style Lion King was praised for. It'd be like the author of Artemis Fowl opening that film with, I think we're in good hands. We open on the only live-action shot in the entire movie, which... I guess I should clear up some confusion. This is a fully animated feature. Despite the media calling it a live-action remake, Disney never officially referred to it as such, though they didn't go out of their way to correct anybody either. My guess is they liked that people thought some of it had to be real, and I'll be honest, I was 100% convinced at least the backgrounds were shot in Africa. It fooled me, and that's not an easy thing to do when it comes to CG. So on a technical level, I do have to give them a lot of credit. But then this raises a question. If the entire film is animated, why does it look so ugly? Africa is gorgeous, such a wide variety of colors, shapes, and environments. The original took advantage of being animated and magnified even more how grand and epic their landscapes are. It's one of the few movies where whenever it's released on the big screen, I always buy a ticket to go see it. Here, every shot looks like it was soaked in cat piss and dried off with monkey shit. It's fucking hideous! But part of the reason for that may be that the director, Jon Favreau, said he wanted the film to look like a BBC documentary. So he didn't go for a lot of pretty shots because he felt like it wouldn't have looked as realistic. Okay, I guess I can understand trying to create a style and trying to go for realism over fantasy and stuff. There's just one problem. Animals don't fucking talk! Realism ruined! Yeah, a lot of it looks like it's really there, and that's a credit to the animators, but the idea as a whole doesn't work. If you told the story without any talking or songs, granted it would have been very difficult and incredibly risky, I would see how that could work and would tip my hat to such a daring idea, even if it failed. 101 Dalmatians did something similar, and that turned out okay. But this makes no sense. If you want us to have a connection, you either have to embrace the human emotion of the characters or the realism of the animals. You can't do both. Because the warm, welcoming embrace of two friends who have known each other for years now looks like a janitor just doing his Thursday thing. There's no heart in it whatsoever. Even the other animals have a look like, ah shit, was that today? Alright, buck up, we have to pretend we like the people who are gonna eat us in the future. Motherfucker doesn't even stand! The ruler of this great circle isn't even worth a little energy in your legs? Asshole! Hell with that though, a mouse! Yeah, this was only a few seconds in the original, but now it's given over a minute of screen time because it's so vitally important. No, they're not just showing off their technology like maybe what this whole entire movie is. This is crucial story going on here. Will the mouse shit? Will the mouse shit? You don't even get that giant paw coming down that literally shook the theater when you saw it on the big screen. Scar just emerges out of the shadows like every villain and everything. But they look real. It's a waste of time, but at least it's a realistic looking waste of time.
The way I see it, we both want to find a way out.
Scar, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, and yes, I did have to watch a video to figure out how to pronounce that, is approached by Zazu, played by John Oliver, who was kind enough to leave Rowan Atkinson the charm of his interpretation by bringing a buttload of annoyance to his.
I had a cousin who thought he was a woodpecker. He slammed his head into trees, and our beaks aren't built for it. He was concussed.
Tonight's story, me. Why aren't I funny here? Mufasa arrives, voiced again by James Earl Jones, who clearly should have played Simba's grandfather as opposed to father, as at almost 90 years old, every line delivery sounds like it's going to be followed by, "Didn't I already say this?"
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
No, seriously, I did say this over 20 years ago, right?
These scenes and lines are so recycled, I'm amazed someone was actually credited for writing them. In fact, anything added is usually bottom-of-the-barrel cliches, including...
As you know, I have respect.
Yep, another appearance of the most cliched line of all, as you know. For as I and many critics before me have pointed out, if you already know, why is it being said?
As you know.
As you all know. As you may know.
As you may know.
As you know.
As you know, I conducted a raid on the Great Library.
I expected more from the writer of... Oh, no, maybe I didn't. Later, Rafiki, voiced by John Connie, makes an artistic interpretation of his true ruler. No, not Simba.
Haha, damn right I rule your ass! Now tell me the Lady and the Tramp remake was amazing!
My god, you made that?
Why does nobody know we made that?
As time goes by, Simba, played by J.D. McCrae, learns from his father how to be a good leader.
While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give.
Like a dam, what the filmmakers are not giving in this movie.
10 flamingos are taking a stand.
Again, the scenes play exactly like the original. Simba pounces on Zazu. Scar tells him about the elephant graveyard. He tells his friend Nala, played this time by Shahadi Wright Joseph. And all of it is done with the incredible advantage of having no expression whatsoever. Why? So they can look real.
Zazu goes, or you don't.
Oh my god!
Okay, here's the problem. If you want to go fantasy and make them talk, fine. If you want to go real and not make them talk, also fine. But you have to choose one because we interpret them differently.
Buster, where are you? It's important that you hear this.
I'm Buster!
You certainly are.
Take, for example, our kitty friends. When you hear them talk, you know what they're thinking. But watch what happens when you view them on mute. See, they still have expressions, but you're reading them differently, aren't you? You have to look at the subtlety of their eyes, their walk, their tails. It's a different way of communicating than verbal speech. So when you're not just doing this for a laugh and need to convey legit dramatic emotion, combining two totally different ways to read that emotion isn't going to feel authentic. Isn't that right, guys? Oh, you can talk now.
My god, he went completely silent for a whole minute!
I'm scared!
I'm Chaplin!
I should have gotten dogs. The film truly does want to get every little detail down, even keeping that Zazu can't sing.
Out of service, out of Africa, I wouldn't hang about!
Yet somehow he's still better than Emma Watson. The Cubs head towards the elephant graveyard while also roughhousing. I think that's what this is supposed to be.
Pinja!
The stunts in Dolomite looked more aggressive.
Come on!
I don't know, Simba. This looks pretty underwhelming. Why are we even supposed to be afraid? It looks like every other shitty landscape in the movie.
By the way, when did Nala become such a wet blanket?
Simba, we're way beyond the Pride Land. Come on. It means we can go home. You've proved how brave you are.
Yeah, remember in the original when she was just as hungry for trouble as Simba?
We could get in big trouble. I know. I wonder if its brains are still in there.
Now it's Simba, get down, it could be dangerous!
Simba, get down, it could be dangerous.
Hey, remember when they get older and you have that great contrast of her growing up, accepting responsibility, and him staying a child, dodging his responsibilities? Nah, I thought that was lame too. Now, she's always been responsible. That's a great way to show growth and make us like her more. Everybody loves a stick in the mud.
The sun is going down and I'm not just gonna sit here.
Oh, shut up! Another change is that the hyenas actually have a leader. Well, yeah, but another leader, I guess. It's Shenzi, played by Florence Kasumba.
I wonder how all that bravery will taste.
She's intimidating and all, but still completely pointless. They don't really do much with her except have her look at Simba's mother once, and that suddenly builds this great rivalry for them to fight at the end. At least I got some laughs out of Goldberg's interpretation. Here, the only attempts at laughter are from a neutered Eric Andre and Keegan-Michael Key.
Stay for dinner? Yeah, stay for dinner. We have talked about this. I come in alone. I'm the lead distraction so everyone can circle.
Oh, they're doing the intimidated speech interrupted by somebody thing. Yeah, it was already dated in Ghostbusters 2016.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh,
did you want to?
Sorry, I'll let you.
Next time.
You're not bringing it back. Mufasa saves them, though honestly I feel like the hyenas could take him. There's only 3 in the original. And Simba gets in big trouble.
I thought you were very brave.
Was he? You literally cut out the only part where he was brave, where he scratches one of them, so all he did was run. If this was actually realistic, she'd say,
Pussy ass bitch.
Mufasa talks with Simba in a powerfully emotional moment, so let's shoot it as far away as possible on their backs.
You deliberately disobeyed me. You could have been killed. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
I mean, I said this line for line. Can I at least have my coffee so I don't have to say it half awake? No? You just want it done quick and people's nostalgia will fill in the emotion? Okay. God, this is weird.
Back at the graveyard, Scar approaches the hyenas and tells them his plan to kill Mufasa.
Mufasa is yesterday's message. A clapped-out, distracted regime.
Is he singing? I don't know, are we in a song?
The need for a different dream.
Okay, that part rhymed. I think we're in a song. It was pretty clear last time we were in a song.
Meticulous planning, tenacity spanning, decades.
Why isn't he singing though? I don't know, the last Scar couldn't sing, maybe he can't either. Be prepared. Nope, that guy can sing. Did they just amputate the best song in the movie then? Isn't that what we've been doing since the Disney logo? After taking one of the most awesome villain songs ever and turning it into a poem with YouTube's music library under it, God, you deserve all that money! Scar takes Simba to the gorge where a trap is waiting for him.
My dad was pretty upset with me.
Yeah, he looked really pissed off.
This gorge is where all lions come to find their roar.
Their dead eyes, blank stares, and indifferent movements sadly are stuck with us forever. As you'd expect, Simba roars and he thinks he starts a stampede. And honestly, this is a pretty damn pathetic looking stampede. I know I'm being kind and not comparing every scene to the original as, again, the style is supposed to be so real. But this doesn't look like it would kill anybody. If anyone was stuck in this stampede, you know they're Bambi's mom. But here, if somebody fell, they could just get right back up. Hell, one of them does! Oh, that's annoying. Well, back to the triathlon. I'll just leave that part out of the Facebook post. Everything about this moment is half the intensity of the original. Just listen to this delivery.
Simba! Come to me, son! Jump!
Jesus, it's like he said every important line while doing something else. I could see him eating lunch while saying that.
Simba, come to me, son. Jump!
It's over, Mufasa. I have the high ground.
Scar! Help me!
No, really, help me. I'm totally in distress, you know?
So, the next 2 scenes back to back are so funny, I actually bursted out laughing in the theater. The first is, rather than that epic toss sending Mufasa to his death, Scar oddly bitch slaps him before letting go.
Long live the king!
How middle school is that? A chilling line like "Long live the king" shouldn't be said before that. It should be, "You're a dork." Ouch! Susie likes me, not you. Ouch! Hold on, you got something on your face. See you next fall! Oh god, I'm funny.
That was not funny!
It was so funny! And the other is Simba's pathetic cry as he watches his father perish. Remember how big and heart-pounding it was in the original? Look what they replace it with! How are the scenes are supposed to get the biggest laughs getting dead silence, yet the scenes you're supposed to be dead silent are getting the biggest laughs? That's not a blood-curdling cry, that's the Meow Mix cat finding out he got traded to Fancy Feast.
Meow 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 meow.
Simba approaches his dad, who doesn't feel too good, Mr. Stark.
Come on, wake up.
He's so emotionless and lacking life. But that's how he always is. How can I tell if anything's wrong?
Yep, the most emotional scene from the original is given to us completely empty. If you actually feel anything here, I assure you it's a holdover from how well it was done before.
Dad? I can only stare at you with benign indifference for so long.
Yeah, remember how you looked at Scar in the original like that bastard he tore a loving father from his dear son? Now it's like he was kind of on his way out already. Every line sounded like Joe Biden just woke up from a nap.
Stampede in the gorge! Simba's down there!
Simba? You interrupted my toaster strudel for that.
The rest is, again, scene by scene from the first. Scar tells him to run when he could have just killed him there. The hyenas chase him, he gets away, and vultures pick at him the same way Disney is picking at the corpse of this franchise. But there's something on the horizon. Enter the only entertaining part of the movie, Timon and Pumbaa, played by Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner. Maybe because they improvised and weren't bound to the paint-by-numbers script everyone else was, but these two have legit funny lines, a good amount of energy, and active personalities. You can call them the Toasty of the movie that's so rarely seen.
So, how are you in as few words as possible?
He'll be on our side.
I've got it. What if he's on our side? Hear me out!
With that said, they do still have to sing that damn song.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
And while Eichner does a pretty good job singing, Rogen
ain't no passing craze.
Just became the 11th commandment.
When I was a young warthog.
Don't you love this? You take the guy who can sing and have him talk through his song, and have the guy who can't belt every note he can't reach. You know, maybe they can bring back the kid who dubbed Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It'd be obvious, but Disney didn't care then, they wouldn't care now.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Yeah, say it, kid.
So, with Timon and Pumbaa being the one thing the film got right, Simba grows up into, please God, no. Okay, you got two things right.
Just getting in the groove. No, let's leave him wanting more.
Yeah, you've grown 400 pounds since we started.
Well, back at Pride Rock, Scar destroys the land, though it's honestly hard to tell. Didn't it always look that ugly?
We have to do something, Sarabi. We have to fight.
Nala, played now by Beyonce, decides she needs to leave and get help. This was explained fine in the original, but for some reason we need an additional 6 minutes to show this. Much like the Beauty and the Beast remake, most of the things taken out are vital, and most of the things added are pointless. But it's cool, we have an essential scene where Simba's dander gets to Rafiki. You remember that scene in the original that just took a couple of seconds? Well, now we're shown the entire journey. An additional 3 minutes is added just looking at this hunk of fur. Why? Fucking why? Is it gonna get in a knife fight with the feather from Forrest Gump? Does it symbolize how the movie is a small fraction of Simba rolled up in a giant ball of shit? What is the point of any of this?
He clearly doesn't understand that any part of a cat is important and worth watching.
Like when we lick our privates?
Buster! Wait, YouTube, would you watch that? Especially when we lick our privates! Hooray! I think.
Simba is alive.
And he smells like a bowl of shit! He smells like a bowl of shit! Timon and Pumbaa sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight because
so realistic.
But Nala attacks. Simba stops her though. You see, Timon, how come we're not like that anymore?
Nala?
They quickly recognize each other, though, and are blown away, having not seen each other for years.
Simba, we need to leave.
Okay, I guess not that blown away. Man, you really don't appreciate a character until you see them botched, do ya? I liked Nala fine, though I never saw her as anything that great. But not only is this one dead serious all the time, but she doesn't even appropriately react to seeing her childhood friend back from the dead.
I want you to meet my best friend, Nala. Nala, you're gonna love it here. This place is amazing.
Simba, we need to leave.
The original worked organically. They were excited. They caught up. She expressed how much she missed him. They had a song together. She made that face that gave birth to a million furries. Then she brings up his responsibility to fight for the throne. Here, it's, hey, been a long time. Good to see you. Get your ass back home before I whoop ya kuda matata. It makes the intro to the song way more out of nowhere, and as many have pointed out, Can You Feel the Love Tonight isn't even sung at night. Not even early evening. The real lyric should have been, Can you feel the love mid to late afternoon, maybe 2-ish? You can't even give us the time of day without fucking up the time of day! And you know who's to blame for all of this? You!
Huh?
And you!
Huh?
And you! Huh? You're all to blame for this!
And who are we?
You're the common moviegoers I just made up!
Well, thanks for wishing us into existence.
Why'd you wish me on a toilet, though?
You may not have specific names, but you're the reason this movie was a hit!
What? So we like a movie? Big deal.
The big deal is you're encouraging a creative juggernaut to keep turning out more shit!
Hey, come on. We work our asses off every week. Sometimes we just need something mindless to watch.
Yeah, I like seeing a more realistic child thing I grew up with. It makes me feel more adult.
Oh, you think you're a big boy, huh?
I am a big boy!
Well, just because something looks real doesn't mean it feels real.
Okay.
Okay, that's all you have to say?
Look, man, it's great that you analyze movies for a deeper meaning, but sometimes we want to not think. And Disney remakes are great for that.
What, you don't want to be challenged?
Sometimes, I guess, but mostly we just want a distraction. Something to take away from everyday stress.
Yeah, don't you have any distractions you don't think too hard about? Like giving your cats voices or something?
I can speak for myself, thank you very much.
Yeah, imagine a grown man doing these voices.
Absurd.
Poppycock.
Poppy-surd.
Abscock.
Fine, you go about watching your dumb little remakes and I'll continue to go about judging you.
You were gonna judge us even if we didn't watch them.
That's true.
Still don't know why you put me on the toilet.
Simba and Nala fight like in the last film, and he comes across Rafiki shortly after, saying he can show him his father.
Your father is waiting.
Jesus, you dug him up? What kind of sick monkey are you? Asante Sada, there's your father. We of course get his father in the clouds, but it's not even that clear it's him. Again, you'd have to give him emotional expression or he'd just look like the MGM logo. But we can't do that because it's not real. So we just look at this blueberry fart the whole time. How magical.
Remember who you are. Remember.
And to make things worse, maybe the biggest insult of all, the scene with the stick is missing.
The past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
Yes, the whole moral of the story in a fantastic analogy is cut. I was dumbfounded when I saw that. In fact, another important line is cut. Remember when he says you've forgotten who you are, so you've forgotten me?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me.
But don't worry, it was replaced with tons of minutes of grumpy Nala, a mouse, and dung beetle shit. Yeah, I know why they cut that one out. Because it perfectly sums up this movie. Lion King forgot what made it so special by ignoring what was most important. Which is why I can assure you, even though this one made a ton of money, it will fade into obscurity while this one will live on forever. You better hope there's an amazing scene to follow this up.
Mon cher mademoiselle, we proudly present your dinner.
Fight it. Fight it.
Be our
Damn it! Those two are like fried breading! They're always the best part! Scene for scene, Simba confronts Scar and he forces Simba to reveal the truth.
Who's responsible for Mufasa's death?
It was me. It's not true.
Cancel Simba! Cancel Simba!
As before, Scar whispers the truth in his ear, causing a flashback. It looks even worse in slow-mo. Thus Simba fights back and gets the lionesses on his side. He defeats Scar, the hyenas kill him for betraying them, and Simba takes his place as king. Hooray! Lions can eat us again instead of the hyenas! Yeah, we're still pretty screwed in this two-party system.
Now look at me, I voted for Libertarian Pumbaa.
And that was Lion King 2019. It's so empty. It's like an empty jar marked fun, but there's only air inside. No, not even that, because they sucked all the air out of it. I know it made a ton of money and most people just see it as a harmless kids film, but look at it this way. Selling drugs to kids makes you money too, but it's still wrong. This is like creative drugs. Instead of killing brain cells, they kill originality. And judging by the success of their other crappy remakes, they're just as addictive. Though the technology is impressive, I don't get why people celebrate remaking what's already perfectly fine when nothing new or interesting is added. While the casting is decent and Timon and Pumbaa get a few laughs, I don't see this one being as valued as the original. As the saying goes, there can only be one king, and I think it's obvious which one I, and other fans of good storytelling, see as the true ruler. And you know what? I'm gonna give the director a piece of my mind! Yeah, my desk has Skype buttons now.
You know what, Kathleen, hold on. Give me 1 second. I got somebody bothering me. You know, I hope this is important. I'm working on Mandalorian Season 2.
Jon Favreau, how can you make something as terrible as The Lion King?
Ugh, this again. Look, I'd love to chat and figure out how you got this contact, but I'm pouring my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, okay? No, we've been talking about this for hours. We need to keep him an anti-hero. That's what makes him complex and interesting. And another thing...
Excuse me, sir. You're supposed to direct this shot for Lion King 2.
Oh, I forgot I was doing it.
Lion King 2? You're not ruining the incredible okayness of Simba's pride!
Put Simba there. Or there. You know what? Right between the giraffe's legs, underneath the ball sack.
Yes, sir.
When are we gonna reintroduce Bill Burr?
Wait, you barely give any direction.
Oh yeah, well I do these animal movies so Disney will let me do what I really want.
Well, as a critic, I question your creative...
Hey, as a director, I gotta pick my battles, know what I mean?
But I don't...
Look, do you like my remakes?
No.
Do you like The Mandalorian?
Hell yeah!
Well, I can't make one without the other. The money The Lion King made would pay for 6 seasons of The Mandalorian.
But the original Lion King...
is still around. And look, all those animators had to work on a bunch of shit they didn't want to before they could get to that. You think everybody wanted to animate the Wuzzles?
But your remake was so bad!
Bad enough not to see any more Mandalorian?
No.
You do your thing, focusing on my bad stuff, and I'll do my thing, focusing on my good stuff.
I guess that makes sense.
I don't care. I have to get back to work.
Sir, this scene...
Looks great. Now let's talk about how our villain has to run a fast food chicken restaurant.
So, do you understand now, Buster?
I think so. In order to be a cash cow, you have to give the people what they want.
Even if what they want is bullshit.
Yeah! So, we're gonna see a lot more bad remakes, huh?
Looks like it, but in the long run, they help us produce the good stuff, and we'll appreciate them all the more.
I think I'm ready to give the people the fluff they deserve.
Not the fluff they deserve, Buster, but the fluff they need.
That makes no sense.
I don't care.
I am the cash cow.
And I'm Batman.